Welcome, one and all, to New Orleans, the hosts of the Rookie Showcase. Today, the first matchup, the Crusaders and the Lancers. Alongside Eddie Gage, I'm Cameron Irvine. We've got the rosters in front of us, Eddie. This game only means let's have some fun today, and let's see some new rookies on the field. Let's see what they got. Their ratings are identical to what they will be in Week 1, and I look forward to seeing what they can bring.
As am I. To me, I look at this matchup sort of like a senior bowl for, college students getting ready for the pros. So we'll see what we get today.
We'll get the coin toss. We'll be underway. We'll go over who's who on these squads in a moment. Lancers wearing the home green, Crusaders in the road white. Lancers will kick. And let's get this rookie showcase on the road, Eddie. These rookies have waited long enough, huh?
It's been a long time coming. Their dreams are coming to fruition. Their parents are in attendance, and they're looking to put on a show. Let's give it to them.
The draft was December 14th, and now here on January 8th for the first time, rookies kick it. You are on the SFL Network on Twitch as that kick is to the 2-yard line, and there's a flag on the first play. Nothing says rookie showcase, Eddie, like a flag on the first play, does it?
You took the words out of my mouth. First play of the game, we got a flag on a play on special teams.
That was James Manzi on the return saying, "What are y'all doing to me? That was not my fault." Manzi, part of a Queen City squad that's trying to reload this year. He was, Eddie, kind of a draft fall shocker. Went 44th, but who knows? Queen City may have gotten the steal of the draft.
Could be. There are a couple of teams out here who are looking to make an impact with steals in the draft. We'll see how it unfolds throughout the season.
So for the Crusaders, their quarterback is Gracie Pickler. Johnny Pickler was nice enough to provide some names of his daughters to play some football out here today. Since only one quarterback was taken, and the first pass of the day is caught by number 88, Mac Chima of the Baltimore Vultures, and it's a first down for the Crusaders. How about that?
He threw it up there. The receiver caught it at the highest point, came down with the football, and he's already making an impact.
Wow, so Gracie Pickler, the daughter of Johnny Pickler, who was taken number 1, he'll be playing tonight in the prime time game. But Pickler already off to a fast start, completes another pass for 3. That pass is caught by Manzi, and the Crusaders are different from most of the teams in this rookie showcase. They only have 2 star wide receivers out there on the field. Most teams got 3.
Yeah, well, in this game, it's all about diversity and what can you do. So let's see if they can help their teams out today.
Out of the eye, Pickler going along, and that pass a little bit short. It was deflected by number 50. Is that 56, Eddie?
Yes, 56.
That's what it looked like. But I don't have a 56 on my roster.
Could have been an 8.
It could have been an 8. That would have been Brad Simmons at inside linebacker.
Yeah.
No harm, no foul. 3rd and 7. Again, no. If you're a rookie watching today, your equipment won't be exact. We did not get equipment programmed into this file, but make sure to check the preseason roster for your correct equipment. On 3rd and 7, that's Mac Chima again making the catch and running into Dillapre Sr. on the sideline. And Mac Chima's showing something here. The Vultures may have gotten a good one.
So was the offensive line. They gave him all day to throw. That was actually his 3rd read. He was able to swing his hips over and get that pass off with plenty of time.
Going back to that dive by that linebacker, Improda said Eddie Gage would have had that in the chat. So he's giving you some love. Hey, how about a slow as molasses running back? Oh, my goodness. That was number 20, Yuri Treminsky. And, of course, there weren't a lot of running backs taken in the rookie draft this season. Running backs, quarterbacks are hard positions to find in the SFL these days.
They are. Once people get those spots, they don't give them up easily. They are a known commodity.
2nd down and 13. That pass over the middle is incomplete, and that was one of the tight ends. Pickler looking for a flag. This squad has 3 tight ends on their roster, but all of them went undrafted. Dax Lewis is, I believe,
Houston.
with Houston. Yep, E.J. Minson's with Florida. And Jay Taylor, whereabouts is Jay Taylor from, Eddie?
I'm looking him up right now.
There's a lot of names in this league. For apologies to Jay, but 3 tight ends on this roster going long to Chima. That pass is incomplete and broken up by number 22, the free safety, Pete Mitchell. Mitchell making the play for the Lancers, and the drive will fall short. Pete Mitchell also an undrafted rookie this season.
Chima is already a favorite target there of his quarterback.
So Chima targeted early and often. Gracie knows how to find the hot receiver. And the Crusaders will punt it away. Their punter is Wally Herman. He'll be kicking during the regular season, but slotted at punter in this showcase. Gets it to the 16-yard line. And up to the 21 go the Lancers. Their return man is Roscoe Justice. His first touch of the football. And at quarterback, I believe we're going to see Darnell Bond, number 7, trot out there for the Lancers.
Roscoe Justice, the 3rd-round pick of my Arizona Scorpions.
So the fullback on this Lancers squad is Reed Mitchell. We won't see a ton of fullback runs today with generic playbooks in, but we should see some of them on the field today. This is a step up from Bond and wide open over the middle past the 35 to the 40-yard line. I have not seen a receiver that wide open since the Redskins played the Cowboys in Week 17. That was unbelievable. What a throw. Pass caught by number 88, Evan Wood, tight end for the Lancers, taken by London at 43rd.
Gave himself plenty of time, able to scamper through the pocket and find him.
High formation now. Here's Mitchell in the game for the first time today. Bond will throw. And that pass is tipped at the line of scrimmage and then caught. Deflected on the line. Let's get you a number. That was Mark Gronick on a linebacker blitz. And Gronick makes it happen. Or maybe it was Roberto. No, Roberto made the tackle. Nice job by Roberto. But more importantly, what a play by Mark Gronick taking 38 by St. Louis.
Yeah, he'd have been better off letting that ball fall to the ground to avoid that loss of 8 yards there.
An 8-yard loss, and we've already seen some pretty amazing plays in this first rookie showcase game. Bond out of the slot, or out of the shotgun rather, steps up in a great pocket and then goes down, a loss of 3 as defensive linemen rotate through all day. And it's going to be number 78, Brock Lee, making the play for the Crusaders, taken 35th by Mexico City. And Eddie, there were so many defensive linemen taken in the draft and during the offseason that unfortunately we were unable to get all of the defensive linemen onto teams. But it's an all-star game, and that's what it's for. Bond, deep ball is incomplete. And that drive ended with a thump with that great play made by Gronick at the line of scrimmage off the blitz, and the Lancers will punt.
It was. I was just giving the quarterback kudos for having all that pocket awareness on 2nd down, but he held onto the ball for entirely too long. Should have just gotten rid of it.
And it wipes away the tremendous wide open pass and catch from to Evan Wood. And we expect, Eddie, like we do in the preseason, don't expect a ton of scoring on the board today, but these games are always interesting just to get a look at some guys. Hey, how about some chat shout-outs? Ray and Yola, Mike and Proda, Jack 3D Gamer, that's Logan Jack in the house. Wally Herman is here. Pseudo Nakai is here. Lincoln Kingseed Sr. Is in the building. Coach Craven, Mark Anthony 1982, and Robert Redford 28, who says, I'll never retire. And there's Eddie Gage. What up, though? It doesn't sound as
He
good
is
when
I
I say
and I am him.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line. Offside
Offsides.
on the Lancers. Free play, and it won't matter as Pickler goes down and is sacked. The sack that'll be wiped away was made by Raymond Jones III.
Neutral zone infraction, number 98.
5 yards and a free first down.
Tamello may have jumped. That is the culprit there. He was considered, we were talking on the draft night, Eddie, that he, some may argue Manzi's the steal, but I think the consensus on draft night was that Tomaello was the steal of the draft by 4. There's a draw, loss of 3.
Yeah, he fell all the way down to the 15th spot. Many were predicting he'd go top 5, and for him to fall that far and to go to a 3-time champion, I mean, they couldn't get that pick in fast enough.
Raymond Jones III on that TFL back there. 59 viewers right now in the showcase. Thanks for being here. Anytime you work till 3 a.m. and you see a bunch of smiling faces in the chat, makes you feel good. Pickler, deep ball down the field. It's knocked away. Chima made a nice effort on the ball, and it looked like that was Pete Mitchell again in coverage down the field, making the stop, and more great defense out of these two teams.
Yeah, once again, for safety to sit back there and have to defend a pass play for that long, that's difficult for those guys. They don't tend to swing their hips as well as a corner does, and him to make a play on that ball, that was pretty impressive.
All right, everybody. Wall Crawler 2929, he said it. That's Shane Short, and he called himself Mr. Irrelevant, so now I get to. He's also in the ball game at kicker. And on 3rd down and 8, Pickler will fire outside. Wide open is Mac Chima, and Chima is the player of the game so far. I don't know how he's getting so alone.
He ran a deep out, and for whatever reason, the entire secondary was covering well beyond the first down marker.
They totally bit.
Yeah. So wide open once again. Chima parents are in the stands just jumping up and down with joy.
What is it about these Baltimore receivers, man? How they groom these guys is fantastic. Bishop Warfield obviously is kind of their new toy to play with. But I'm trying to remember. Do you remember? He's in the record books, man. That Baltimore Crabs receiver. He played one season. He was a deep threat if I've ever seen one.
It must be something in the water down there, something in that Atlantic Ocean that they're drinking over there. Who knows?
Maybe it's the crab meat.
It could be.
Maybe that's what
they used to be called the Baltimore Crabs.
Tomaello on another tackle there, 2nd and 11. And a delayed handoff fools just about everybody. Nice juke inside. Eventually making the tackle is an Eddie Gage imposter. That is Tony Watson. And that's not going to do much for anybody's ego in the chat.
He's not the fastest of tailbacks, but he shows some pretty nifty moves right there, getting a few extra yards.
Tom Rahman coming in saying who's quarterbacking. It's Gracie Pickler, the daughter of Johnny Pickler, and then it's just some dude off the street, Darnell Bond, out there slinging it. That pass is caught. Nice throw down the field, 1st and 10 to the 40. Look, it's Chima again. 67 yards on 4 grabs in 1 quarter. You might as well put on give him a Hall of Fame shirt right now. Don't say anything, Eddie.
I won't go that far, but yes, he was open. I worked really hard to get my Hall of Fame shirt.
1st and 10 at the 40. 4:04 to go in the first quarter. Fast-moving quarter. Pickler dumps it off. Pass caught again. 5-yard pickup. It's Chima again. Not letting his tight ends catch any passes today. The tight ends on this Crusader squad, E.J. Minson, number 83, Dax Lewis, number 85, and Jay Taylor, number 80.
Perhaps Chima signed his rookie deal a few days too soon.
Yeah, maybe he should have held out till we got to get on this field. 2nd and 5, handoff, and tried to get the block out. That's a handoff to the fullback, and that is our first look at Jet Zero. That shocked everybody on draft night when Jet Zero was taken 8th overall by Queen City at fullback.
Yeah, it shocked me too. I did not see that coming. No one in the league did.
Lost two. The running back didn't block for him. 3rd and 7. Pass outside is almost intercepted. That ball was hanging out there. And that pass deflected by Brandon Ewing, rookie corner on this Lancers squad. And we've got another drive stalling out after getting past midfield, and the Crusaders will kick it away.
Anytime you're throwing the ball to the opposite hash mark, you got to have a strong arm. That should have been a pick 6.
Wally Herman, this is your moment. Won't be punting during the season, so coffin corner this thing. As Herman will try to pin the Lancers deep. It's going to take a hop inside the 10, down to the 4. And how about Wally Herman playing the role of punter today? Down all the way to the 3. Mike Little, an inconsequential free safety, makes the play. How about these uniforms? Congratulations to those who created these great uniforms as voted on by the community. Lancers and Crusaders. Looks good. I love the Crusaders dark red, white, dark red look, Eddie.
As do I. Both of these uniforms look pretty good if you ask me.
1st and 10 at the 3. Bonda quarterback on a toss. And hey, it got 2 yards. Anybody that tells you tosses don't work, Eddie, they're not telling you the whole truth.
They come with mixed results. It all depends on a defensive front you're seeing. It could be a sack for a safety. I'm sorry, a sack or a safety, or it could be a big gain. Just depending on what you're up against. I personally don't like it.
Gerald Smith making 3 of the 4 of these winning submissions. He's down in the bayou and creatively put all these teams down near the Houma area. The Revolution will play the Steel tonight. Detroit being the lone team not represented by Gerald Smith's creative mind today.
I'm going to give Gerald some love. He's been very active in the community this entire offseason.
Getting ready for that Gladiators season. Dump off on 3rd and 5. Did he stay in bounds?
Oh.
They said he did. Out to the 14-yard line with 1:55 to go. And who knows, R62 could make his second appearance on this one. I thought he was out.
I thought he was too. If this call remains, wow, the coaches have found a player in this guy. And sure enough, just as you called it, a flag on the play. They're going to challenge this play.
I'm telling you, R62 paid that coach off to throw that flag. He just wants to. We've haven't seen him in quite some time. He definitely has not improved on his appearance.
He has not.
He's out.
I'm not sure if you caught. Yeah, he's out by a mile. I'm not sure if you caught his interview with Ashley Jackson, but it ended rather abruptly.
Did it?
Yes, it did. They both pretty much ended the interview after he gave a couple of smart comments and some other things I won't say on radio or television for that matter.
And then you just left?
Oh no, she just left. She sped off in her motorcycle.
Wasn't it her show?
Yes, it was, but
Wow.
she interviewed him at his mansion.
Oh, right. I thought you were talking about you were interviewing with Ashley. No, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah. I don't blame her. The Crusaders are going to get the ball inside the 50 as Manzi gets it up to the 47-yard line. So 1:47 to go in the first quarter. Is no score. But I would say that the difference in the game has been Mac Chima, and that has sort of flipped the field position in favor of the Crusaders.
It has. Mac Chima has been most impressive thus far, along with these throws he's getting from Pickler's daughter here.
3 receivers for Pickler, and Pickler will easily dump that off to Manzi for a first down. Combo tackle outside by a guy named Jeff Howard, and a more important person on the field today, Brandon Ewing.
That's right. Anytime they make a play, they want their name heard.
You know, Eddie, I think you've been practicing in the off season. You sound refreshed. You are ready to go today.
I am ready to go. This is my first season as an owner of Arizona, and I've been waiting for this one for a long time. I'm ready.
Big loss in the backfield. That's a 3-yard loss and a fantastic play by Telly Max Scarborough which that is one of the best names in the league, I would say. Picked 55th by the London Knights. Nacho Sicario wants a shout-out. You got it. Shout-out to Nacho. Handoff inside. That's the fullback. That's Jet Zero with a positive carry there. Gets a couple. Tackle made by Yogi Barr for the first time today from Charleston.
Yogi, another active rookie this past offseason. He's always in the chat.
Pick 24th. Nice guy. I've gotten to conversate with him a couple of times. 3rd and 11 here for Pickler. Empty backfield. What are they going to do? Pickler may be looking for a tight end. Finds one. Pass caught short of the sticks. That's number 83, E.J. Minson of Florida. And on 4th and 5 at the 31, we might see our first field goal of the day by Rob Ems to try to break the scoreless tie. Here we go, Rob.
It's on you, Rob. Deliver.
Give us some points. 28th pick of Vegas, and boy, does Vegas need a kicker. They had a rough season in the kicking department. Will he kick it before the end of the quarter? Yes, 47 yards for Ems. Get on the board. Oh, it's good. Rob Ems. Way to go, man. 3-0 Crusaders. That was pretty. That was good from 52.
What a way to end the first quarter. Kickers do matter. Wow. That was a 52-yarder?
Well, no, it would have been good from 52 is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Good from 47.
Gotcha. Good enough. Hey, he got the job done, showing why he was drafted.
3-0 end of the first quarter. Crusaders over the Lancers. Alongside Eddie Gage, I'm Cameron Irvine. And oh, man, no presentation today, but I promise you, come Friday, January 17th, we're going to be bringing that flair. Just you wait. Oh, so excited.
Triple header.
Triple header, too, yeah. I think the last game is probably the least interesting. No?
No comment.
Houston hosting Arizona in the nightcap. Don't miss it, man. It's probably the best triple header we've ever had. Man, Denver, Florida, Seattle, Baltimore, Arizona, Houston, all on television. Going to be a great night.
All three of those are going to be great matchups. I can't wait to see each of them.
First down and 10 at the 22-yard line. 10:56 to go in the first half. Delay handoff. That's not going much anywhere, but gives us a chance to give some kudos to Mark Gronick. I would say he's been one of the better defensive players in this game so far.
Oh, absolutely thus far. He's made a couple of plays and making his presence felt beyond the line of scrimmage thus far in this game.
2nd and 10 at the 23. We'll see more rookies tonight. Revolution taking on the Steel. See the top two picks in action. They are on the same team. What a play in the backfield. That is a big dude. That is Benjamin Garcia making the stop, number 92. He is going to be one heck of an asset for the Queen City Corsairs this season, drafted 56th.
56 overall, making an impact in the backfield.
And they were able to retain Hasten, too, so it's going to be a stout defensive front. Deep ball, Bond. Oh, off the hands, intercepted! Past the 35 up to the 29-yard line, and making that heads-up play for the Crusaders is Succo Lamano of the Jacksonville Kings. The first time we've said his name today. What a play by Lamano.
I was just about to give the receiver credit for making a great diving effort at that ball, only to find out he tips it up in the air to an oncoming defender for an interception. They actually ran a cat blitz on that play, and I thought they were going to go to the X receiver. They did not. Didn't see him. Interception, headed the other way.
That was your boy, Eddie. That was Roscoe Justice, the intended target.
Yes, it was. I was ready to show him some love.
Bond put it out a little ahead of him, though. He had to make a great play. 1st and 10 at the 29. Flip out to the fullback. Hey, Jet Zero's getting some looks today. Picks up a couple. That's his 3rd touch of the first half.
Reminding everyone why he's a fullback. But through progression, as the season goes along, he'll get better. His play will develop, and there'll be better days to come. Hang in there, Jet.
Lamano in the chat right now. The Laminator. That's my best attempt at that username. Hey, another handoff to the fullback Wood. And it just goes to show you, Adam Wiseman there on the tackle for Denver. It just goes to show you, Eddie, that if you've got, it doesn't matter what playbook you've got, the AI will look to the best players on the field no matter where they are.
They do. They find ways. Some still haven't figured it out, but myself included, I'm still working on it. But once you get it figured out, you can work magic with it.
8:55 to go. Big 3rd and 8 here. Otherwise, Ems is going to be trotting back out there. This is Pickler dumping it off, and it goes off the helmet of was that it's Toma Ello out there. He's everywhere, and that's going to force Ems to come back out on the field. And I tell you what, if he boots it through like he did the last one, the Fury are the happiest team in this first half right now.
Yeah, Mighty is smiling. He actually jumped up to try to deflect that pass, jumped too soon, and the ball found a way to land on his helmet anyway.
It's a 44-yarder for Rob Ems. From the left hash this time. And Ems' kick is up and good. And he's 2 for 2 today on this beautiful day in New Orleans.
Looking to become the Rookie Showcase's all-time leading scorer at this pace.
I caught all-time leading scorer. You know, sometimes I get caught up thinking about the next thing I'm going to say. And all I heard was all-time scorer, and I had to really give some serious thought as to what you had just said. And but that's astute analysis, and you're absolutely right. He's 6 points ahead of everybody else.
That's right.
Justice on the return. And Justice runs into 3 different Crusaders. Eddie, you're going to have to get his eyes checked when he gets back to Phoenix.
Yeah, I also need to get him running with those parachute drills because he's a bit slow right now. But as the season goes along, he's going to get better.
Roscoe's actually in the area of SFL headquarters, and I got to visit with him a little bit prior to the draft.
Oh, nice.
It's all in good fun, Roscoe, and hope to see you soon. Everybody in this area, we need to, start some monthly luncheon or something like some old ladies. Just got to get out there and have some fun. 2-yard gain inside, and the tackle made by Jay Miraculous of Atlanta making the stop.
Jay Miraculous. I was actually had him on my draft board.
8:15 to go in the first half, and it's really been all Crusaders. Chima has quieted down, though, but they've been able to get a little bit more players involved. This is a deep shot in triple coverage. That pass is incomplete. Not a terrible throw by Bond, but a tough ask for Evan Wood to make that play. 3rd and 8.
Yeah, that's how the careers of receivers get shortened with throws like that.
Sicario's in for a monthly meetup. Life's too short, Eddie. Got to hang around the people that make you feel something. And anytime anybody's talking about the SFL, that makes me feel something. 3rd and 8. That pass is caught. Turning the corner for a first down. Al Dillapre Sr. Excellent play down the field for the Lancers to get a first down.
For a moment there, I thought he was going to run out of bounds, but he was able to get himself together and turn around and head upfield and barely got that first down.
And that's huge for a team like Sioux Falls to see that out of a player. You know what I mean? To see that they have the presence of mind to be able to turn it upfield. That's one of the hardest. It's one of the hardest skills to master, I would imagine, with teams that run those routes. That pass this time caught by Wood. A dart from Bond, and Evan Wood for London looking good. London has developed some great tight ends over the years.
They have. I think they have a history of it, in fact, of being able to do so. They're one of the few teams who are able to get the tight end involved in the passing game. Not everyone can master it. Evan Wood was able to come down with a tough catch this time. Looked like the same coverage, but this time he's able to corral that ball.
Ashley Jackson saying in the chat that I won't let anyone sing on the broadcast anymore. But this is a rookie showcase. I think anything goes today. Deep ball nearly intercepted. Dropping back into coverage down the field is Deshaun Gideon, a no-namer. Mitchell, the intended target, 2nd down.
Had the Z wide open on an out route. Instead chose to go for it all in double coverage. But rookies make mistakes. Live on for the next play.
74 viewers right now on the Rookie Showcase. That's what the league likes to see. How about this? 74 viewers, Eddie, on a Wednesday afternoon at noon when people had less than 24 hours to prepare for the broadcast, or at least for the date and time. That's a huge shout-out to the SFL community. The pass is picked off. It's Lamano going down the sideline all the way down to the 29. And what a day for Lamano here in the first half with a couple of tackles and 2 picks. The Jacksonville Kings got themselves a good one.
Evan Wood just saved a touchdown with that tackle. I'm not sure what the quarterback was looking at on that play. He was never open. Perhaps didn't see him, was looking elsewhere. And, once again, touchdown saving tackle there by Evan Wood. I thought he was gone.
And with Lamano, he's in the chat right now. I'm saying your first name correct. Is that right? It's Succo, not Suko? We just want to make sure before the season. Either way, he is balling. Now at the 29-yard line of the Lancers, the Crusaders are all about it today. Jet 0 gets 1, but he's getting positive yards every carry, facing a pretty lethal front right now. That was Scarborough on the tackle.
I would have liked to seen a quarterback audible. Both defenders on the outside were 11 yards off the line of scrimmage. You'd like to see him audible to an out route or maybe a hitch or something. But, hey, we're rookies, or they are, and they're learning.
6:35 to go in the first half. 4 receivers, and the handoff just goes up the middle, but nice blocking out there. Gets the 3rd down and 2 for the Crusaders. Crusaders got one offensive lineman to make note of today, Bobo Caudle of Vancouver. He's the tackle, number 76 on this squad.
The left guard actually was 6 yards downfield before he even got to a defender to block.
3rd down and 2. This is Gracie Pickler quarterbacking this Crusader squad.
Wide
Deep down the
open.
field, the pass is caught down to the 1-yard line, nearly the first touchdown for E.J. Minson. Pickler is now 10 of 16 in the first half, and what a nice throw.
Pickler did a great job. They were in zone defense. She waited right until the tight end got just past the middle linebacker, threw it right over his outstretched hands. I thought that was 6.
Minson having a day so far. 2 receivers either side, handoff. Don't take a touchdown from a rookie now. I don't want to see that guy get the ball again. And Dax Lewis is hurt.
Oh, no.
Dax Lewis hurt on the play for the Crusaders halfway through the second quarter, trying to block number 96, Forrest Stark. Why you got to do him like that, Forrest?
Trying to block a linebacker. Good luck. Right now, Damon Simmons somewhere nervous, hoping this player will be okay for week 1.
2nd and goal at the 2. Give it to the fullback. Jet 0. Nope. They're going to throw it. Pickler looking around. Pickler going to take off herself. And Gracie Pickler, the daughter of Johnny Pickler, runs in a touchdown. And she might not be an SFL player this season. But I tell you what, anytime you see a quarterback scramble for anything in this league, it's exciting.
She was trying to be an ultimate team player and wait for someone to run open to get them excited. But they're wide open. You may as well just go ahead and get the job done and get on the board. 2-score lead now they have here early in this second quarter.
Man, everything was covered. And now the pressure's on Johnny tonight. Because if he doesn't score and his daughter does, you already know General's going to be chirping.
Oh, yeah. I can see the conversation at the dinner table tonight already. Dad, what happened out there?
Oh, man. This is the beauty of the games like this, man. I was looking through the rosters last night, and it just got me so fired up. You know, I'm so humbled by what we're witnessing right now, Eddie. Like, it wasn't too long ago where the league was, sort of desperate and searching for ways to bring new people in. The draft was sort of an afterthought in the offseason. It wasn't really a big thing. Yeah. Just seeing 4 teams full of rookies and having so many rookies that we didn't even have the ability to place them all on the rosters due to All Pros roster limitations. I mean, it's a joy, man, being here and seeing all these players ball out. That pass is caught by Wood. Wood past the 35 to the 37 for a Lancer first down.
That's what you call flooding the zone right there. You got one corner over there outside the numbers guarding two people. They both ran sort of like a crosser, almost like a rug route if it would have been man coverage. He can only defend one of them. Took the inside guy. Even Wood goes outside, first down.
I want to go back to turning the corner on that out route, Eddie. How do you, as a coach, just to enlighten all these rookies, right? What's the strategy behind getting these guys to not run their routes short, or getting running backs to not run out of bounds, or that pass is complete over the middle of the 47? That's complete to Chase Earl, number 89, the new receiver for St. Louis. But how do you work on that as a coach in the SFL?
It's all about trial and error. Some things that work at the level beneath you will not work in the pros. And it's just a matter of getting in the lab, seeing what works for you, seeing what doesn't. But it's not just that. You have to find out a defense's tendencies, see what they like to do, what they tend not to cause. That pass is almost intercepted. And go with what works. You're not going to guess right every time. Say, oh, Dax Lewis is hurt, out 14 weeks.
We'll get to him in a moment.
Sam,
but
get on the phone.
Keep on.
Yeah, but you have to find out what works for you. You're not going to guess right every time. It's impossible at this level. But the best thing you can do is read your keys and find out what defenses like to do most and try to find ways to counter that, because what works against one team won't necessarily work against the next team.
Shane Easley had a chance at that interception. The 30th pick from Houston falls off his hands. That pass dumped off short, and Lamano on the tackle. Only a pickup of 2. So 3rd down and 8 coming up. Let's get back to Dax Lewis. Broken kneecap, but I tell you what, you haven't seen medical miracles until you go into an SFL facility and see doctors repair kneecaps, man. It's unbelievable.
The money that's spent on medicine and research and education at this level, whoa.
Wow.
Almost another impressive catch there is impressive. These guys tear ACLs, meniscus, hamstrings. You get it. You guess it's all possible, only to find out that they're up in training by Wednesday of the next week.
Look Alive 24 says, oh no, Harish Prasad at the convention flashbacks. Hey, why you got to do that, Torillo? However, him bringing up the convention gives me an opportunity to share with everybody the 3 finalists for the summer convention. We hope to have some sort of answer in the next 5 days of where we will be having the convention. And feel free to DM me if you have a strong opinion about one or the other. The 3 finalists are Las Vegas, Buffalo / Niagara Falls, and in the Florida area, in the Jacksonville, Orlando area. So those are your 3 finalist locations for the convention. We are taking up quotes. We are trying to figure out what will be the best for the league as a whole. And Eddie, you ready for another summer get-together? Can't wait to see some new people and some old faces.
I'm always ready. I've been to Vegas. I've been to Buffalo, up there meeting Dags and his family. Jeffrey practically asked me for an autograph. He was so happy to see me. I gave him some tips on ways to get some more fumble opportunities when he's on the field. I've never been to Jacksonville, though. I'll be there in a couple of months, or actually next month, for a get-together at work. But I haven't been there, so we'll see how it turns out. There's a lot of guys on the East Coast, but you got guys on the West Coast saying, hey, where's our love? So we'll see how it turns out.
3rd and 5. Let's get back to the game real quick here before the half, as Pickler trying to keep the Crusaders on the field. Deep ball to nobody. And Pickler, she's yelling to her teammates, heat check. Heat check. Heat check. They don't have to punt. Herman's been busy today. Haven't seen much out of the Lancers Maxwell Falk, but actually we just probably haven't mentioned him as much as we should. Another signing by Sioux Falls.
I tell you what, speaking of punting, Cam, that last punt having hang time of 4.8 seconds. Punters, those who were drafted, they're going to make a big impact, speaking of impacts this season, with those coffin kicks and getting that hang time up there, allowing those defenders to get downfield. Here's another example right here. This one only hung up for 3.9. I don't know if that's a contract punter or what, but that last one was 4.8. Mighty has one too, and he had ran an exhibition game with, I can't remember, I think it was St. Louis, and his average was 4.7 seconds of hang time. Mighty once again thinking ahead of the curve.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Most of these punters are kickers by trade, but Falk is punter by trade. Marcus Agrippa is the Florida punter. He'll be playing in tonight's game. That pass is knocked away, and Reed Mitchell was hurt. Boy, these rookies, man, they're adjusting, man. These players way better than some of those boys they played with in college.
Bigger, stronger, faster. It's a whole new league up here.
You know, Frank in selling, hosting in Jacksonville, he says the campus is 10 minutes away from the beach. I don't know if we want to. I don't know if we want to have SFL Beach get together or not. It might. Things could get interesting. Incomplete pass from Bond. I ain't rubbing sunscreen on your back, Eddie. You do that yourself.
Yeah, I think my wife will co-sign on that statement.
Oh, goodness. 3rd and 10. Put your own sunscreen on. I'll put it on Rasty's back. I'd do anything for Andrew. 3rd and 10 at the 41-yard line. That pass is incomplete. And both offenses are sort of stumbling here down the stretch of the first half. Dillapre Sr. was the intended target. So we'll get a look at Maxwell again onto a punt it away for the Lancers. The Lancers offense has struggled, and really they've just struggled to find opportunities for their targets. Jack Wall's been a little quiet. They've tried to get Roscoe Justice involved, but the passes have been off the mark.
Yeah. Not much practice time together. You know, they're not on all one accord yet, so that takes time, and it's hard to get a bunch of guys together for an exhibition game and expect much continuity out of them. Somebody
just mentioned Ray Bentley in the chat. That was Coach Craven. Nobody needs to see Ray Bentley in a slingback.
Definitely not.
Yeah. The banana hammocks would be strictly outlawed for the convention if it was in Florida.
He showed a picture in the general chat the other day of him working at a pizza job, and he was taking a hammer to something, and you could tell it's an older picture, and yeah, I'll pass.
Split backs for Pickler. Handoff to the fullback, Zero, and he makes something out of nothing, gets a couple, and the tackle eventually made by Forrest Stark. It's his second.
Just as I talked about Pickler being slow, he did pick a nice little running lane there. I'd like to see him cut it upfield a bit quicker, but his versatility, getting around that corner, he's a bit different than I thought.
So 13-0, the Crusaders over the Lancers. Well, what have you seen so far, Eddie? What's your impression of some of these guys?
Well, I like the quarterback, Pickler's daughter. Maxime has made a statement. The punter has made a statement. Even Wood made a couple of nice catches. So it's still relatively early here, but it's a mixed bag of results so far, I'd say.
There's Chima again, 76 yards on 6 receptions.
Right on cue.
Set up a 3rd down and 5 exactly in the area, and getting some love from Brandon Ewing, number 26. Mikey Improta in the chat. He very active, was at the draft. He's very active in the chat. Chicago got a good one. Look at Zero. Cutting back inside. Jet Zero, the fullback. 50, 40. Jet Zero, 30. Does he have the speed? Jet Zero, the fullback. All the way down to the 4. A pickup of 70 yards for Jet Zero. And Queen City is loving that What a run from 0. That's the play of the year. Somebody's going to have to top that in week 1.
They couldn't catch the fullback. Oh my God. I take everything back I said about him. I apologize, Jet.
Just as I was talking about Improta playing tonight, Jet Zero's going to score! Give it back to the man. Wow. That is something else. The number 8 pick in the draft showing why. 19-0 Crusaders.
I take everything back I said about Jet. Jet, I'm sorry. You had a cornerback chasing you, having a difficult time running you down, and you're a fullback. Nothing but love for you, Jet.
Wow. And if you're on the Lancers, you're losing bragging rights right now. And everybody that was chasing Jet Zero, I think I know what they're going to be progressing in week 1.
Speed.
Yeah. Yep. Sure thing. Blocked
Block.
on the extra point, and that was, unfortunately, nobody of recognizable mention. That was the defensive tackle, Troy Ulmer. How in the world? No, that's got to be
I didn't catch the number.
I did. Oh, it's because we were out of defensive end spots, but I guess not defensive tackle. There was one defensive tackle spot left, and it just so happened to be the player that was not picked in the draft to block that extra point. Wow, what a bunch of fireworks at a generic playbook, Seti. This is, I mean, this is impressive. The way that the Crusaders have executed on some of these plays.
I'm going to have to go back and look at this film and talk to my offensive coordinator maybe.
Wow. That I got to calm down after that. I think a 70-yard run by the fullback, that might be an SFL record.
It has to be.
1st and 10 of the 18, that's not going to do anything. Tackle made by Jaden Swift and Benjamin Garcia, kind of a combo tackle there for the Crusaders. And I tell you what, Queen City shocked everybody, not taking a running back, sort of going the route of Florida. Flattery is the, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And I think it really surprised people because Eric Barkley and the Corsairs have always had that strong outside run game. And what were they going to do? What were they going to look like with a fullback? Well, they got Jet Zero, and that dude shot out of a cannon.
He did. Again, I didn't see this coming as they seem to be conceding a half here. But no one did. Maybe they saw something on the film, or perhaps when they brought him in workout that no one else saw and decided to gamble on him. But he's impressed so far.
4 receivers here for Bond, only 11 seconds to work with, and the clock is ticking. Nearly sacked. Bond floats it down the field. It's incomplete. It looked like it might have been caught.
Yeah.
Chase
Inside
Earl.
2 minutes. Inside 2 minutes, they may challenge that. The booth may. But I thought he was in
they
2.
will.
Yeah, there it is.
That was a great job by Chase Earl, keeping his feet in, I thought. And a decent throw through traffic. Earl to keep concentration was probably the most amazing thing about that play. Let's take a look. Oh,
He's
got
in.
it.
He got 2 feet in, plus probably a third on the way out.
St. Louis saying, don't be doing that to our players already.
That's right.
And the ruling is overturned. So that's going to be a first down with 5 seconds left at the 37. I think they're a little bit outside of Hail Mary range, though.
Yeah, they are. We'll see. They just have to run this out or maybe run another play and just pad some stats here.
Dave Axis asked, were the 3 cities for the convention chosen from our voting surveys? Yes. Yes, your surveys helped they helped get together the region. That is a toss play and a quick timeout just to see if they could get any more yards. But 125 people participated in the convention survey, and the number 1 travel destination was Las Vegas. New York and Florida tied with 11 respondents who actually live within the state, and then those regions were some of the more densely populated regions of the survey. And so obviously we like it when SFL teams can play the quote-unquote host role. So you're looking at Jacksonville or Fort Lauderdale or Buffalo area or Las Vegas, where we have four of our teams, 4 of our 20 actually located. And so we'll see who ends up getting it. Of course, the Dallas Lobos were the quote-unquote host for the inaugural in 2018, and the Atlanta Swarm hosted last year. And we'll see what ends up coming out of it. 19-0. How about that for scoreagami, Eddie, with the blocked field goal, or I'm sorry, blocked extra point, and a couple of field goals from Rob Ems. And that is the end of the first half of the first Rookie Showcase game. How about that? 205 yards of total offense for the Crusaders today with 2 picks from Lamano.
And negative yards rushing from the opposition. That's wow. I mean, if anything, you can say their defense is playing as well as their offense at this point. They want some love too.
So, who's going to be the guy or girl in the second half, Eddie, that just takes this game by storm? Are we going to see some more dominance or from some of the players in the first half, or somebody new in store going to come out of the woodwork? What's your guess?
You never know with these simulation football league games how this tends to go. I've seen them dominate a half and then barely crack the scoreboard in the second half. I've seen the dominance continue, as you have, I'm sure, also. So it's kind of hard to tell, especially with this format. But I mean, I'd like to see them look for Matt Chima some more. And I'm not sure if the coaches even need to see any more tape on Jet Zero. They're probably done for the day. They just want him off the field healthy. But wow, I mean, I don't know if I can quite put my finger on just who I think it would be. It's just too hard to tell. That's why we play these games.
That's why we play the games. The preseason starts tomorrow night. And Stephen Mullinex back in the booth since, goodness, the season 12 championship game. So we'll be in Tulsa to get our first look at the Florida Storm. Some of these rookies on the field today from Florida. Here's Pickler's epic 1.5-yard scramble. And we'll also get a look at Tulsa. They've got some different pieces this season. Deacon Nickens in a new home. To see how the Desperados look. 2 playoff teams from last season duking it out. Here's the 0 run. Look at that.
Great blocks all over to spring him, and then to show not only is a strong fullback, but he's got the speed and endurance to even get downfield. You know, a lot of fullbacks in this league are gassed, getting to that point, but he stayed upright, was able to keep his feet churning, and wasn't tackled till he got inside the 5.
Nick Kindler, the first-round pick from Denver, selected 20th, saved that touchdown. So Kindler doing the work that his teammates should have done, but it ultimately resulted in a turnover. But the positive for the Lancers is they will get the ball to start the second half. And Rob Ems, who's been busy today with a couple of field goals, kicks it away.
It's all about adjustments, and hopefully the Lancers can find a way to make a few of them in the second half to put some points on the board and get back in this game.
So Justice returns it. He really has not had a single opportunity today where the pass was on target. We'll see if he gets going in the second half. Chase Earl has looked sharp for St. Louis, the number 1 receiver on this offense. The players in order based on where they were drafted, and if not by where they're drafted, by their salary that they receive this season. Mitchell might be back. That's Trey Cook knocking that pass away. Second down.
Rub some dirt on it. Go on the sidelines. Do some couple of jumping jacks, some stretching. He should be back out there pretty soon.
How often you do jumping jacks, Eddie?
When I played, I actually did a lot of them during pregame warm-ups. I like to get my rate going.
When did they come up with the name Jumpin' Jacks anyway? Who was this Jack person?
I'm not sure.
Ever ask yourself
That's a
that?
good question.
I have no idea where it came from. Maybe the chat can help us out. That's what the chat is good for. Hey, shout outs to
That's right.
Code Gaming HR, Mikey and Proda, Ethan Kai, Eric Barkley's in the house. The vet, the 14-season vet, hanging on. T. Scarborough is here. I'm effing Problem is here. Ray Bentley is here. And he brings up that it was 17-0 in the Pro Bowl at halftime. They ended up winning, so you never know. Jack Wall is in the house. That pass is, it's dropped.
Oh, dropped it.
Dropped over the middle, and that's Wayne Brewski, and that's probably why it was dropped. And unfortunately for the Lancers, they go 3 and out. Get the ball to Reed Mitchell in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, he put it on target. He had to jump a bit to get it, but that's a ball that should have been caught.
Jack Duffy in the building. Lincoln Kingseed is here. It's a good group, man. Good group of people, 60 watching right now. 10:19 to go in the third. Punt is away, nearly blocked. That punt by Falk. And on the return, Manzi, not much room, up to the 27. So here comes Jet Zero. I didn't think I'd be saying that to start the game.
Queen City's in the chat saying that the F in fullback stands for feature.
The feature back.
That's right.
I'm telling you, out of all the teams, they got to be the most happy right now. If they see their fullback for the first time on the field this season, they see what he can do like that. And look, he's getting another carry. And Zero gets pushed forward. And for the first time today, I could say Zero got 0 yards. I've been waiting all day to say that.
You've been waiting all week to probably say that one.
All the other broadcasters we got our weekly meeting tonight. All the other broadcasters are going to be jealous because I got there first. 2nd and 10 at the 26. 9:40 to go in the third. Zero again with a carry up the middle for 4. And the tackle to save the first down made by Stark. Look Alive 24 in the chat saying jumping jacks are named after a children's toy in the 1800s. Now, what do you think?
Wow.
Did he go on to Google and look that up, or did he just pull that out of his Jeopardy brain?
He definitely went to Google.
3rd and 6 at the 30. It's an empty look for Gracie Pickler. And Pickler will fire it deep down the field. The pass is caught in coverage. First down to the 49, a pickup of 21 yards. And coming down with it was E.J. Minson again. Florida's got themselves a nice tight end.
I was just, for the second time today, I see a receiver comes up with the ball at the highest point, doesn't allow the defender to even turn his head around to get to it, and beats him to the punch. First down. That was impressive.
Jack Russell on the coverage, 9 targets for Chima. You know, if you're Russell and the squad, it's not necessarily this early in the season. It's not necessarily about making that play, making the pass deflection or the interception. It's about just being there. I mean, he was there to make the play. Look at Zero, pickup of 8 yards, and I tell you what, the SFL is bringing the fullback back. This is some fun stuff.
Chima was my early on MVP for this game, but I've quickly changed my mind. We'll see how this game unfolds, but right now, Jet Zero is looking like that guy.
2nd and 2 at the 40. Toss play. Oh, boy, that's not going anywhere. A loss of 4. And it's 3rd and 6. Nice play by the Lancers in the backfield. Number 96, Forrest Stark. Again, he's been active.
Did a great job of keeping his outside shoulder free. That's his responsibility, keeping the outside containment. Did it there. Loss of yards on that play.
4 receivers for Pickler. Pickler has a pocket breaking down deep onto the field. Is caught by Chima to the 21-yard line. No, I stand corrected. It's number 82, Curtis Walker, a no-namer way down the field. How did Walker get so wide open?
You know what? He was actually covered pretty well. I didn't see. He was just throwing that ball toward the sidelines, and either his guy caught it or no one did. And he was able to come up with a great reception there to get those chains moving.
First and 10 at the 21. Pickler flips it outside, caught by Manzi. And that's a 3-yard gain. 7:20 to go in the third. It's been all Crusaders even after the halftime break.
Yeah, it's like the Lancers haven't made any adjustments on either side of the ball thus far. Still time, but time is starting to become of the essence here.
2nd and 7 at the 18. Jeff Duffy says, where's the cam? I mentioned earlier we're doing some upgrades to the studio. Hashtag green screen. We'll be back.
Nice.
In action on Friday of next week, or I don't know, it won't be tomorrow. If I had a late preseason game, we could have tested it out, but it will not be ready by tomorrow. That's only a gain of 1. Wrap-up made by Adam Wiseman of Denver.
Adam Wiseman, as I said earlier, was on my draft board. Denver got a great pickup with this guy.
3rd and 7 at the 18. 4 receivers, 2 to either side. Back to pass. Pickler down the middle. Caught! Touchdown, Mac Chima! 25-0.
A great catch in traffic with defenders all around him. I think he had a receiver in a route too, which brought the extra coverage over there, and he still was. Yeah, he did.
Wow.
2 guys were in the same route, and he still came down with that ball despite the added coverage. Chima came to play today. Perhaps he heard me talking about Jet Zero probably getting player of the game honors, and he says, hey, don't quite forget about me just yet, young fella.
So Ems, for the second time today, will try to kick an extra point. Gracie Pickler has a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown in her only game of the season for now. As that kick from Ems is good. 26-0. And really in these type of games, it's not really about the score. It's just about, sort of the individual performances and efforts. And if you're a coach, all you want to see is your guy or girl and their ability to run the routes, make the tackles, execute the plays, and just really to watch them move, watch them run out there against SFL competition.
You're exactly right. Actually, Arizona in a Florida storm now, Florida ran a unofficial SFL scrimmage game a couple of weeks ago, and it's not about the win-loss. Of course, you want to see your team win, but most importantly, you want to see, what your strengths and weaknesses are of each team, of all these players, and particularly your rookies, and see what you have and see what ways you can put them on the field to, get what you need done out of them. So, yeah, as you stated, it's just about to see, the strengths and weaknesses of your team.
So 1st and 10, the Lancers are well behind, and it would take a downright miracle to come back in this one as that pass is caught, but for a loss of 1. That's Brewski again. Gronick with the tackle. The Revolution play tonight. Some headliners on the Revolution. The first pick in the draft, Johnny Pickler. They've got Mike Improta, the 13th selection from Chicago. Dave Axis, saw him in the chat. 14th pick out of Atlanta. Riley Combs on the defensive line. 2nd pick from Carolina. Berto DeMora, taken by Tulsa. 12th pick. Disappointed we didn't get to meet him in the draft. Wide open. Pass is caught. He could be gone. Down the sideline. That's an 80-yard touchdown to get the Lancers on the board. And it's number 89, Chase Earl of St. Louis, beating the corner down the sideline. And the Gladiators have a touchdown in this game as well.
I was looking elsewhere, but I think it was a cover 3 week that they called. Safety wasn't athletic enough to get over. Corners covering the sideline, and it was over with. Once that ball got in the air, it was over.
Julio Diggs of Mexico City getting the unflattering angle of that by Chase Earl. And look at on the bench. Did you see number 90, Dakota Wolf? Haven't mentioned it too much today. He couldn't even watch. He turned around.
He couldn't. I saw that too.
He says, "Oh my gosh, there goes our shutout."
There goes the shutout. That's exactly what a defender is saying.
Oh man! So Chase Earl gets on the board. So we've had a 70-yard fullback run, an 80-yard touchdown pass, a 1.5-yard touchdown run by a quarterback. 2 picks by Succo Lamano, and Mac Chima having himself a day.
Yes.
Oh, man, this is how you start a Wednesday. That's for sure.
A Wednesday with all these viewers during the middle of a work day. I'm happy.
Back to the Revolution. They've also got Bryce Lincoln, who's the 4th overall selection with New Orleans. And the Revolution will be taking on the Detroit Steel. But before we get to the Steel roster, Porta, Pickler, Axis, Combs, Lincoln. Who are you most looking to see in action tonight, Eddie?
You know what? I'll tell you what. I want to see how Riley Combs does as a defensive end. Carolina took her overall character above value, so I want to see how she does. But also, I've seen Johnny Pickler in another unofficial preseason game, and he has a cannon for an arm.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. Gracie still at quarterback. She'll drop the pass and gets sacked. An 8-yard loss taken down by Yogi Barr of the Predators. First sack of the day for Barr.
Yogi's parents are on the sidelines or up in the stands, proud of their young son.
Gerald Giudice will be calling that game with me tonight in prime time. That'll be his first showing as an analyst, so looking forward to chatting with a rookie tonight with a name that I had to make sure I pronounced correctly on the draft, and now I'll never forget it. Just like Jaquarinarius Dantameterix. If you don't know who that is, he's not in the league anymore. It doesn't matter. New people in the chat going, what did he just say?
Yeah, so was I.
I wasn't going to get that wrong ever to save my life. 3rd and 13 for Pickler. Got to make something happen here. Down the field. Caught.
Sure.
And I tell you what, man, when I watch James Manzi, he's a big guy.
He is.
He's a presence.
He almost looks like an athletic tight end.
Manzi paired with Chris Curtis and Stephen Hacker, along with James Matthew Jr., their tight end. That is going to be one heck of a that's a bulky receiving core. Man, they're gonna do some damage.
Not only are they bulky, but what impresses me even more is the diverse of playbook they can, use with that team. So I'm definitely gonna be watching them week 1 also, because I want to see how they use all those guys in different formations.
So Bond coming off of throwing an 80-yard touchdown to Chase Earl, the 2nd-round pick for St. Louis. Back out on the field and just simply hand it off. And an easy tackle, or he makes it look easy anyway, Mark Gronick. Gronick overshadowed by Lamano's 2 interceptions, but in the trenches, I think Gronick's probably been the best player for the Crusaders today.
Yeah, they got some pretty good play out of the defensive line through, across. Some big plays have been their demise, but up front they've been pretty stout.
2nd down and 10, again out of the eye. Earl's at the bottom of the screen. They're going to toss it outside. Nice kick-out block by Reed Mitchell. Mitchell has not gotten the looks that Jet Zero has gotten, and I'm telling you, folks, it's they're both playing with the same playbooks. But that just goes to show you, the Jet Zero factor.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm seeing some things out of that fullback position other than just the run game that I'm taking notes of. I've already got my eyes on, and that's a valuable position that I'll be looking at more closely next season.
Short throw to Dillapre Sr. There are the quarterback numbers. Not too shabby today. Without Lamano, both would have a clean sheet, but the Lancers, I feel like that was kind of their chance at a comeback. They get a touchdown, they force a punt,
right back. Yep.
And unfortunately, they stall out. If they would have scored a touchdown on that drive, we would have started talking about a historical comeback on the way. Not even in the 4th quarter yet.
Look at this punt.
Look at that. Wow, look at it roll all the way down to the 1 and into the end zone.
Oh, darn.
Wow, Sioux Falls. That, I tell you what, man, I don't think I've ever seen a ball bounce like that That was some crazy English on that punt from Falk. And Sioux Falls got themselves a punter.
You see them? He gave his team a chance. These punters are gonna make defenses even tougher.
Pickler back to work. Pickler nearly sacked. Wobbly ball is caught for a 19-yard gain. Mac Chima again.
If she doesn't scramble there, that's a sack. Instead, it's a 17-yard pass play.
Stepping up in the pocket right here. Right there.
Yep.
That little bit of wobble and then a lot of wobble on the pass. Helps make the completion.
Move the chains.
2 minutes to go in the third. Crusaders up 26-7. A very entertaining first rookie showcase ball game. And that isn't going anywhere. 4-yard loss on a stretch play. Tomaello has looked great for Florida.
You talk about getting off the ball. The moment the center even began to move his arms backward, he was off the ball and in the backfield before the left tackle could even get out of his stance.
2nd and 14 at the 35, minute and a half to go, and Pickler's pass is caught down the field by E.J. Minson, and Pickler has not really looked the way of her other weapons at tight end, Dax Lewis or Jay Taylor. Minson has gobbled up all the targets.
Well, Dax is hurt, but
well, that's true.
Yeah.
Great point.
I see that number, and the first thing that comes to my mind is Mike Daggs.
Oh, don't tell him that.
Yeah.
Boy, he doesn't need a bigger ego about throwing it to the tight end.
No.
I tell you what, Jet Zero needs to give some jet pack boosters to Treminsky, because that's got to be the slowest running back I've ever seen in my life.
I wasn't going to say this on the air, but you took the words right out of my mouth. That guy is slow.
He's not a rookie. He's not a rookie, so I'm able to be a little bit more serious with him, be a little more real as Jet Zero gets another carry.
Anytime your fullback is faster than your tailback, you got problems.
Just goes to show you the skill of these SFL players comparatively. Even those that just got scooped up in the draft, they banked progression. They got to, apply that efforts to their player, and it really does make a difference. And you can see it on the field as Minson makes another catch, but short of the first down. That is the end of the third quarter. Put your fours up. Crusaders in cruise control, 26-7 and driving. You're watching the SFL's first rookie showcase.
Fourth quarter, Lance is looking to make some noise and close this thing out with a comeback.
So, on fourth down, Lancers will get the ball back. Crusaders not going to fuss with the effort of going for it on 4th and 3. Herman will try to pin the Lancers deep. Nearly got the punt blocked. And this ball is in dangerous territory, and that'll hop in the end zone. All right, Lancers, what you got? 10:53 left. It's a 3-score game. Still plenty of time.
Dax is in the chat supporting his team, putting his fours up, even though he's out of the game.
Well, rookies are playing in their first SFL action today, right now. I want to give a special shout out to you if you are playing in this ball game. Make sure we recognize you and your account and which player it's attached to, as that pass over the middle is dropped, incomplete. Looked like it was nearly going to be a first down for Evan Wood.
I didn't catch the receiver, but the receiver playing the X was one-on-one with the safety after the corner bit up in the backfield, and that could have been a difference maker right there. Instead, it's 2nd and 10.
And Lamano got the pass deflection.
Again.
He's been impressive.
Yes.
What you want to see out of a first-round pick. 2nd down. Lancers need to make some noise here. Back to pass is Bond over the middle. Dropped again. That's Wood again. Evan Wood. London doesn't like to see that.
Had both tight ends open on the play. Now it's 3rd and 10.
Lincoln Kingseed and saying, I'm still supporting even though I'm still a free agent. And that's what teams like to see. You'll find your team, your home eventually. It's not going to be too much longer if you're here supporting the showcase and you're involved and engaged as that pass dumped over the middle, and that is not how you start a comeback. Eddie, you talk to players all the time behind the scenes. What do you? What do you tell guys and girls that are waiting and chomping at the bit?
You know what? Due to some unforeseen circumstances, I find myself having to replace the Defensive Rookie of the Year from last season, and so I've been on the prowl even that much more along my staff trying to find a potential replacement. And it can be tough this close to the season because all of the draft has already taken place. But through their involvement, staying active, reaching out along with us, posting a position in player openings, you find a lot of people who may have given up, or maybe even some who haven't given up, who are looking to earn a spot. And we have been interviewing a number of individuals looking for his replacement. I'm always on the prowl.
1st and 10 at the 31. Pickler out of the gun. Lancers bring 4. That pass incomplete. Looking for Chima, 12th target of the day. And a nice breakup there from Jeff Howard.
Yeah, they lined up looking like they were in man. They ran a drag route, which is a perfect play for man coverage. But at the snap of the ball, it was zone, and that play was doomed.
10:08 left. The offense has kind of subsided, which means you got to get the ball to Jet Zero. As Pickler looking around.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, what a nice move by Chima, dragging defenders for a first down. Mac Chima continues to roll.
Mac Chima is not settling for a win. He wants to go out and look as impressive as he can, despite the fact that he's already signed his rookie deal.
Wow. That was a great move in space. Chima, very Daily Holder-esque for this ball. Baltimore's going to have some speedy, sharp route runners out there as Chima again. Look at that. Aggressive play down the field. Goes up and snags the football for an 8-yard pickup.
Yeah, the linebacker there misread that ball, thought he had a pick six going the other way, which would have helped his team, but you've got to keep your eyes on the ball, big fella.
How about this from Johnny 2K in the chat, Eddie? Mark Gronick is actually the uncle of Gracie Pickler out there. They both got on the same squad, as that's good enough for a first down for 0. But both Gronick and Gracie have had a good day today, along with Chase Earl, Tony Roberto. Those are the Gladiators in action. Good all-around great day for St. Louis.
Yeah, there are a number of relatives throughout the SFL in here. I have a brother tandem on my team in James and Donnie Hands, the Hands brothers. So, yeah, there are relatives throughout.
Toss to 0. And Jet Zero picks up 5 on a fullback toss, and he's got 100 yards. And officially his long run goes down for 69. This guy, you can't have a better stat line than that.
I didn't catch the number, but he got a great block from the left tackle and another one from his center to seal the inside that allowed got the linebacker hung up in traffic to get that first down.
I'm glad you pointed it out because that's Caudell with that block. Bobo Caudell of Vancouver springing bar, and now in molasses is Tominski. I tell you what, by the time you say his name, he's tackled.
Don't do this to me.
To me, whatever. 3rd and 5 at the 43 for receivers. And Pickler's pass to Chima is incomplete. Nice hit down the middle. That was trying to get a number with somebody in the 20s. My bet.
94 too was involved in the play.
My bet's on Nick Kindler here. Let's take a look. What was that thing? We were in Massachusetts, Eddie, before the draft. We were prepping before the draft.
Yeah.
And Andy said something. I can't remember what it was, and it might not be worth even trying to bring it up on the air. But I have never seen you laugh so uncontrollably. I thought it was about to happen just then. I was getting a little nervous.
I forgot what he said, but I remember the moment. And yeah, you're right. I lost it.
We were all just looking at you, just waiting for you to finish up. That was a funny moment. This punt by Herman is going to roll into the end zone. So at least the Lancers have stopped the bleeding. They fell down 26-0, but have really outplayed the Crusaders outside of Chima and Zero for most of the second half. Ray and Yola.
Yeah, I'm reading it.
The giggles of Eddie.
I'm going to get myself together, guys. Just hang with me.
I'm going to get you a shirt that says Giggle Monster. First and 10 at the 20. Maybe Ray can commission it. Toss outside, and it started off strong, but the blocks broke down as Lamano makes the play. Jet Zero, 100 yards at the fullback today. I can't say it enough, man. That's the great thing about sports. You just never know what's going to happen.
Has Mighty and the Florida Storm ever managed to get 100 yards out of their fullback? I don't know.
That would definitely be a question for Mighty. Look at this run outside, and Lamano saves the touchdown. Lamano is everywhere. Nice pitch out to Gary Torrance, who's been quiet today, and good blocking on the outside.
Number 93 did not make the tackle, but he made the play, slowing him down just enough to have him run out wide and prevent that touchdown. Otherwise, he would still be running right now into the end zone.
Freddie Tubbs Jr. of Queen City and Rylan Caudill, the son of Bobo Caudill from Vancouver, are the tackles on either side of this offensive line. That sprung that run. First and 10 at the 36, and the Crusaders collapse on the football. Why the Lancers are running with 6.5 minutes to go, I have no idea, unless Lamano's paying them off because he is racking up the tackles.
Again, I'm guessing they're trying to see what each team has. They're not looking at just the tailback. They're also looking at the blocking that the offensive line provides, which hasn't been great thus far today.
Second and 10 at the 35, and that handoff going nowhere. In the backfield, really excellent play by Brock Lee, who's been a little bit quiet today, but the 35th pick out of Mexico City making the stop, and it's 3rd and 13.
I've just been informed that Doyle has 3 100 yards games for the Storm thus far in his career.
That's Tomaello getting you that stat. Love our communications people across the league. Can't wait to have more gems like that throughout the season. Bond has a clean pocket. It's breaking down, and Bond has to get rid of that on 3rd down. Who comes up with the sack? Hey, it's Brock Lee. Back-to-back plays for Mr. Lee. Likely ends this drive for the Lancers and any hopes of a comeback.
Brock Lee trying to further pad his stat sheet.
Lancers will punt.
Look at that hang time. Oh, my goodness.
4.5 for Maxwell Falk. That is going to be a problem, and I love the signing by Sioux Falls because a lot of times last year, the Sparrows usually always in the playoffs. They struggled to get there last year, and in fact, they ended up falling short. But one of the reasons for that was all the turnovers and all the short fields. They just couldn't. They could not win field position last year, and that punter is going to be huge.
A punter is huge on any team, especially teams with a great defense, because it's just going to make the job of the position harder. That pass complete for 3 yards. I mean, you're just giving your opposition more field to work with. Oftentimes, if you've seen even today, pinning them deep inside the 5 or the 10-yard line, and it's going to shorten up those playbooks that you can, with plays you can call to start these drives, and it's just going to make these tough defenses even tougher.
256 yards for Gracie Pickler on the day. 4.5 to go in the fourth. Heavy set here. Bunch of tight ends in the formation. They're going to give it off to zero. He's going that direction, but nice job by the Lancers to sniff that one out. Tackle made by Raymond Jones III. And also in on the stop, Telemac Scarborough, who had a good first half.
That play didn't fool anyone. They tried to disguise it as a toss or maybe even a stretch out to the left on the weak side, but they weren't biting.
I formation. Chima at the bottom of the screen here on 3rd down and 6 as these two feels like they're just kind of playing out the stretch here. Zero going to get another handoff, and what a great play in the backfield. There's nothing Zero could have done about that. That was all Adam Wiseman coming in and a linebacker blitz.
Yeah, they sold out on that play, trying to get off the field and give their offense some more time. Able to come up with a stop in the backfield and get the ball back to their offense. 4th down.
.325 left.
Soaking up this clock.
Lancers might be able to get a cheap one. End up with decent field position. They should after this Herman punt. Nearly blocked it.
Oh.
And Roscoe Justice has a little bit of room to return. Gets it up to the 36. Your boy needs a catch or two here in the last 3:06.
He does, but I'm also impressed by the fact that he hasn't fumbled, which is just as important as anything else. Good job holding on to that ball, Roscoe. I see you.
So we went over the Revolution roster earlier. Let's highlight some of the top players from the Steel. You got Phoenix Jones, the 16th overall pick at fullback. We'll see what he has got going on. He sent me a hype video before this game. He is all fired up. Can't wait to check that out. Lyric Da Vinci, the first-round pick of Charleston at number 5, is going to be in action for the Steel tonight. That is a 7-yard pickup for Dillapre Sr. How about this defensive line for the Steel coming up tonight? 3 of the top 10 picks. Mark Mello out of Arizona at 3rd. Matthew Braun, 7th out of London. And James Kelly, 10th out of Sioux Falls. Nice throw there. Pass caught by the Lancers, Chase Earl. But that's a crazy defensive front. And then you also have Lee Adama, 6th for Vancouver, all on that defensive line for the Steel tonight. That's going to test Johnny Pickler.
Only thing I heard out of your mouth, Cam, was my guy, Mark Mello.
And then you stopped listening.
That's right.
Jacob Clear, the 11th overall pick, also on that squad at corner. 1st and 10 at the 25. Hey, Bonds moving the football. There's Roscoe Justice, I believe with his first catch of the day. And trying to get the snap off before the 2-minute warning, and they cannot. 2 minutes to go in the first rookie showcase. We'll go over the stats after the ball game, get the stats out to the rookies.
2 minutes. What can you do with it?
Revolution and Steel be a fun one tonight. 2 more great submissions for uniforms. As Bond avoids a sack. Pass caught for 7 yards. That's Dillapre Sr. again with the catch. Sioux Falls showing out today. Here comes Bond. Flip outside. Got a block. And that's a fantastic effort by Wood. First down to the 13. 1:34 left. Lancers on the move. Bond looking to give somebody a touchdown, but going to take a sack instead. Lost 12 yards. And it's Brock Lee again for Mexico City. No, check that. I think that was, it was Lee on the outside. 2nd and 22. Bond hit as he threw. 3rd down.
On a sack, he made a 7-step drop. You can't do that inside the 20. It's a recipe for disaster.
Gerald Giudice made that hit on the quarterback, nearly picked up a sack for himself. Another Chicago Wildcat. There he is out there on the field. 3rd and 22 at the 24-yard line. can get the 2-yard line for a first down. Bond with 4 receivers. In trouble again. Stepped right up into a sack. And this one going down for the Crusaders as
Grady.
Antoine Grady. Wow, unusual inside linebacker crushing Bond, and here goes nothing on 4th and 28. Looks like Josh Allen's drive in the final stages for Buffalo.
I was rooting for him too. Oh man, that was.
Now all Bond needs to do on this play is toss it back to Treminsky and watch him run nowhere. 4th and 28 at the 30. Bond, shovel pass, nailed it. Totally called it.
You did.
Boy, I tell you what, that head coach isn't going to be in the SFL this season, that's for sure.
No,
What kind of call on 4th and 28? Now,
It's a
Jet
call.
Zero's on the field is a different story.
Yeah. That's a call of submission right there is what it is.
That's
Can't handle that.
that's getting too cute for your own good. That's what that is. And the Crusaders are going to take knees. They're not going to be able to run this clock all the way out, so we're going to get to see more offensive fireworks from the Lancers. Without the 80-yard touchdown, it would have been shut out in this ball game. That's why Dakota Wolf was so upset.
They're going to get about maybe 20, 25 seconds to work with. And maybe might get an attempt at a deep pass. We'll see.
So you're looking forward to Mark Mello's time on the field tonight. Your first draft pick.
Yep,
I know you talked about it a little bit on the show, but
I did.
what stood out with Mello out of all the people? You could have taken it third at that point. You took him. Why is
I'll
that?
be honest. I was looking elsewhere. I had my mind made up already. I talked to the guy a couple of times. Actually, a number of times. I won't say who he is. But Kanye and AJ were all in my ear. Eddie, you got to look at this Mark Mello guy. I'm telling you, he'll be great for our locker room. Oh, yeah? Why? Well, on game day, he's always around. He's always participating. He's always in chat, and he won't be a problem. You know, he's a true professional. He'll even help with scouting and things of that nature. Showed me some of his work that he's done in the past as far as the playbook's concerned and getting the coaches ready with things he sees on the field. So I called up and set up a meeting with him along with myself, Kanye, Ashley, Tanner, and BJ. We all talked to him a number of times, and I talked to him a couple of times individually. And the more I talked to him, the more I fell in love with the guy. You can see he's passionate about the game. I don't think there's anyone who gets up as hyped for these games as I do. BJ will tell you, we had a doggone locker room channel open, a voice chat for our playoff games against Chicago, and I almost lost my voice in that game. But he's just as hype as I am, and I look forward to playing alongside the guy. I tell you, he brings a lot of energy to our team in our locker room.
Man, that's a lot of people at a meeting. You guys don't mess around over there in Arizona.
Yeah, I try to get the right guys who fit both character and value. So, and he fit both of those. So, once I got to working with him, it was he changed my mind.
Bond
Sacked
gets
again.
absolutely nailed, and Brock Lee, man, showed out late. Get the spike in.
He's trying.
Down to 3. Who's your player of the game, Eddie? I think you got to give it to Jet Zero, man. I know
gotta give
Lomano
it to
had
Jet
2
Zero.
picks, but come on, bro. 69-yard fullback run.
You
Gotta be
got to.
kidding me.
It's got to be Jet Zero. I got a funny feeling that the powers that may be is gonna give it elsewhere,
Chima, too.
but yeah, it could be Chima. But my pick is Jet. It's got to be. How can you not give it to a fullback who has 100 yards on a day?
Last play of the showcase.
Got him open.
Oh.
He drops it.
That was Justice outside.
Yeah, my guy. I gotta talk to him.
That's not what you want to see in the last play of the game. But that is the end of the rookie showcase. What an entertaining battle. Kind of dulled out a little bit in the second half, but I mean, 356 yards to 248. We had a little bit of everything today, and it was a good ball game. It was good to see all these new faces out here.
It was impressive indeed. I mean, we saw some things we weren't expecting to see. Yeah, the action lowered a bit, but overall, I was very impressed with this game, and I got a lot of value on it. I saw some things. I'm gonna take some mental notes on myself for future reference, and things I'm gonna be looking forward to down the line that me as a coach and Kanye is gonna be looking at, and I look forward to seeing this season. I can't wait to see what these rookies do.
Look at some of the second half highlights. Gracie Pickler made her father proud, I'm sure, today. Earl ends up with 126 yards and a touchdown, only 5 yards behind Mac Chima.
Yeah.
He finished with a $131 and a score, and I tell you what, it's making me a little nervous about my 0 prediction. Look at Lamano, 8 tackles and 2 picks. Adam Wiseman also had 8 tackles. Here you go. Player of the game for the first showcase goes to Pickler. Oh, a stunner. 22 for 31, 256. That rushing touchdown put her over the edge.
Touchdown might have did it, yeah.
That's right. Put her over the edge of the rushing and receiving touchdown. She didn't have a mirror before she did her makeup, but we got to get 2K on the phone, get some female archetypes.
That's
in
right,
this game, man. That's what
right.
I'm saying.
I'm gonna talk to King Hobble and see what he can do.
Yeah, we gotta get some. It's not fair to these ladies. Ashley Jackson will tell you.
That's right.
It's tough sledding, but we do our best. Here's a look at the team stat breakdown. We know much of that. Quarterbacks, Bond ended up with 230. On the ground, no carries for Mitchell, but 0 carried it 16 times for 100 yards, 6.3 yards a carry. Chima ends up with 10 receptions for a $131 and a touchdown. He was definitely the best of the day. But Earl, 4 for 126. You had Minson out there, 5 for 68. Manzi, 5 for 32. Well, a lot of players making a lot of plays. Dillapre Sr., Wood with 4 grabs. So, not all is lost there. Justice had the 1 catch for 15. And Mitchell was targeted once. On the defensive side, Lamano, Wiseman, each with 8. 4 sacks for Brock Lee.
Yeah.
And Mexico City, I didn't realize he had 4. He got a lot of them in garbage time, but Mexico City's got to be happy about that. So look at just overall the sacks today. There were 6 total. Grady got himself 1. That's inconsequential. Yogi Barr, the only other player to get a sack. A couple of pass deflections for Mitchell. Easley, Tomaello on the defensive line with that breakup.
Yep.
Stark, Ewing, Cook, Gideon, lots of activity, and Lamano with 45 return yards on those 2 picks. Eddie, your final thoughts? Ems made a couple of field goals. Falk averaged 45 yards a punt. It was a good day all around for these Rooks.
It was. A lot of talent was showed out there today. People showed a lot of versatility. The fullback position, once again, I can't get enough of it. You know, the fullback was talked about, during the draft as not being a valuable commodity by some people, but Alaska has shown otherwise, along with a couple other teams are starting to use them more, and now throughout this draft we've seen a number of them taken. So perhaps people have been doing some work in the off season and seeing what the potential these guys can do, and with these expanded rosters, why not take a shot, get those guys built up as far as their progression goes, and we'll see. I mean, you never know, we might be on the verge of something new here, along with these punters and expanded rosters with guys getting more defensive ends. Defensive linemen, and the sky's the limit for this league. I just can't wait to see how it plays out. I have a hunch just based off past, playing with it experience with more players, but I'm really looking forward to this season as much as any other, and not just because I'm an owner of a team, it's my first season, but just the league overall as to where it's headed. The growth that we just continue to experience with, and all the responsibilities people are taking on. You got promotions going on everywhere. I just can't wait to see how this thing plays out. I'm very excited.
They'll get the stadium cleared out in 10 Eastern, 9 Central tonight. You'll see the Revolution against the Steel right here on the SFL Network on Twitch. Eddie Gage, thanks for being here. Keep me company today, partner.
Absolutely. Anytime, Cam.
For Cameron Irvine and the rest of the league staff and everyone who works so hard on these games and the production, have a great afternoon, and we'll see you back here tonight on the NSFL Network on Twitch. Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks for coming. Good night. Drive home safely.